Everybody ready? Yeah. Okay. We're excited to be back at home this week. We're happy with our victory that we had last week. A lot of corrections. That's the number one thing from my seat right now. I told our players that we got to improve. We got to improve in all three phases. Made a lot of mistakes. That's normal for first games. Our guys played extremely hard, which was very encouraging, but we got to correct our mistakes. And I just told our guys, we've got to improve from game one to game two. That's our goal. It's as simple as that. And we got to have a great week of practice and clean up the things that need to be corrected. We're playing a Bethune-Cookman team that played on the road. They played UTEP close. We've got a lot of respect for them. But our focus right now is really just improving from game one to game two. Questions?
Coach, after reviewing the film of everything from the other night, did anything stick out that maybe you didn't immediately notice right afterward without having watched the film?
I felt like our guys played hard. I mean, that was the number one thing I asked our guys to do, man, play your guts out for each other. And I feel like for the most part we did that. Execution-wise, in really all three phases, but that's normal. We learned a lot. There's a lot of little things that just need to be cleaned up. And our guys saw that in film. We took a lot of extra time as far as the corrections go, more time than normal. It was good that we had the extra extended time to do that. Had a solid practice last night. It was really just focused on corrections. So really our focus is execution.
When you rewatched the two interceptions, the first one obviously, it looked like, I don't know, the ball slipped. What did you see from your perspective on those two interceptions on Thursday?
Yeah, obviously the first one he'd like to have back. There's no doubt about that. everything's happening fast. We had an 8-play drive right there. The second one, it was tough coverage. Really probably wasn't a good call at that point, just to be completely honest with you. But we got to clean up the turnovers. If we hadn't had the turnovers, I think that would have been a different story the other day.
Coach, so there's a bit of a progression here. Going back when you were first brought on board and you were recruiting coaches like your hair was on fire, then recruiting players like your hair was on fire, not doing anything like your hair is on fire is kind of a tagline. And then all the way through that preseason process on camp, and then now your win on Thursday. Do you feel like the offseason was a success, and where you could have done a little bit more work possibly?
Well, I think we're in a good spot right now, as far as recruiting goes. Obviously we're in a good spot before the season, but you got to win. If you win, everything works out as far as recruiting and all that. Like I said, it was fast on the offseason. Everything happened quick. We learned a whole lot about our team. The first game, like we knew we would. I told our team, the other day that I think we got a chance to be a good team, but we got to improve. We got to correct those things that we made mistakes on.
Your team's down 21. They faced adversity. What does it say about the resiliency of the players that they turn things around?
Yeah, it says a lot. Most teams couldn't do that, but also it says a lot about our leadership because, championship teams are player-driven, and we got some strong leaders that they didn't flinch. There wasn't any bad body language on the sideline or throwing fits. There wasn't any coaches that were pouting and all. They had bright eyes. We just got to weather the storm, but really it says more about our leaders.
Coach, I know you like to map out and pre-plan, every aspect of a game going into it, but how much sometimes does it feel during a game, especially when it comes to Isaiah Bowser, the amount of carries he got? Was it just kind of going with the hot hand because he was having so much early success?
Yeah, I think so. And the fact it was a dogfight. Ideally, you don't want to have a back have to carry it 33 times unless it's for the game. We felt like that. He had a hot hand. We kept asking him, hey, how you feeling? You good? And, yeah, keep giving it to me, Coach. I'm good. Our guys, one thing I did feel like, I think our guys were very well conditioned in that game. I think we got stronger as the game went on, and Coach Dawson, our strength staff, and our coaches really had our guys ready conditioning-wise.
Coach, majority of you guys on offense were recruited to go fast. Were a little slower on Thursday. Were you okay with the pace, or
Yeah, I thought it was good. When we had the opportunities to pace, I felt like our guys were flying around playing fast. At the times we need to slow down, we would. I'm not a big focus on have to win time of possession, but we kept our defense off the field. At times I felt like we needed to. So every game is going to be a little different. We're going to play fast. That's who we are. But at the same time, there's strategically times that we need to kind of play fast and sometimes to hold back.
Coach, what's it like to see young guys like Titus step up big in key moments?
Yeah, I mean, Titus got thrown in the fire, early. And there's nothing like experience. I mean, he did some good things. We've got to clean some things up with him. But, mentally, he wants to be good. The moment's not too big for him. He'll have a chance to really help us this year, I feel like.
In the back here, Coach, was there anything you were pleasantly surprised about or just surprised you in general?
Really, it was just the attitude of our players, their approach, dealing with adversity, staying together, playing extremely hard, believing. That's really what stood out to me.
Coming off of a win that's you're so high energy, you come back and you beat a team like Boise State. How difficult is it to not necessarily switch focus, but go on to face a team like Bethune-Cookman?
Yeah, it's really not hard at all. I mean, you enjoy the first one, especially the way you win and all that, and at home and all that adversity we face. But then you watch the film and reality hits you. And from a head coach's standpoint, hey, we got to get better. How can we improve? And all it really did is confirm to me we got a chance to be really good. I mean, that's what it confirmed to me. But we're a long way from being really good, and we just got to get better each week. And I feel like we can do that.
Coach, what do you think about Isaiah Bowser and his ability to make other players on the offense better? Like Johnny, obviously very fast. How can they complement one another?
Yeah, I think you'll see. I mean, obviously more running backs. We'd have a little more balance moving forward, which we will. But you talk about stability. I mean, there's a calmness out there. He protected unbelievably. He ran the ball. Everybody saw that. But you talk about protection, and just from Dylan's standpoint, man, that's a great comfort. But he was complete back. I mean, he did everything at a high level the other night.
What improvements from week 1 to week 2 do you specifically want to see on defense?
Yeah, just execution and like T. Will said, tackling. We've always prided ourselves in tackling and just overall execution.
The next football game is on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. I know some other teams who have jerseys, do a moment of silence, or bring out a huge flag. Is UCF football or the team doing anything to honor the people who died on 9/11?
I believe we are on I think patches or something like that. I mean, that'd probably be a better question I could answer later in the week.
Gus, I know how most coaches feel about it, but we haven't got a chance to ask you about it. What are your thoughts on how the importance of the rankings and the polls, and how much do you pay attention to that? Yeah,
this time of year, honestly, polls don't mean anything. I'm on that coach's poll, and I got to fill out a top 25. It's extremely hard. I mean, week to week, you see different things that you thought guys were going to be good, or you thought they weren't going to be good. They are. So they mean absolutely nothing this time of year. Usually once you get to week 5, week 6, week 7, you start kind of figuring out the teams that are really rising up. So that's really what I focus in on.
Coach, what was the dynamic like for a first game between the coaching staff, guys up in the box, just being your eyes up there? How did that work, and who did you kind of lean on to be your eyes?
Yeah, of course, Coach Kenny's up in the booth, offensively. He did a really good job. But like I said, he's familiar with what we're doing. Defensively, they had really good communication. I thought our special teams, which that's the big key, the special teams communication in the first game. That's what I worried about more than anything. But I thought we got some good information, and we're able to make adjustments. I mean, like I told you before, first games are all about adjustments. And the halftime adjustments are more important in the first game than any other game. And I think overall, our staff did a solid job in that area.
Coach, do you have any updates on Trayvon Hornsbrash and his status with the team?
No, he won't be with us again this week. I'll give you a weekly update, and we'll see where that thing goes.
Coach, what's your breakdown of Bethune-Cookman?
What's that?
Your breakdown of Bethune-Cookman.
Like I said, what stood out to me is they played UTEP close. UTEP won week 1. So they were flying around. They finished the game well. Offensively, I think they had three or four drives at the end they scored. And they got stronger as the game went on.
Coach, Mackenzie Milton is a player who means a lot to this program, and it was before you got here. Obviously, big story last night with him coming in after the leg injury and doing what he did to lead FSU to a tie. Potentially could have won it. I don't know if you had the opportunity to turn on any of that game last night, or just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on what was a great story in college football.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I actually got home, I think, at the start of the fourth quarter and got a chance to watch that. Me and Christy and Of course, Norvell's, one of my guys, and I'm rooting for him anyway, but then when he got in the game, it was just unbelievable. Of course, I've got firsthand experience knowing what he can do, and it felt the same way. Like, he's just got that calmness about him, and made a couple of those plays, and if they hadn't had the bad snap, it probably would have been a different deal, but, you can tell the respect he has with our players. I don't know if you saw all the tweets from our players, but, I think everybody in this program is rooting for that guy, and he's deserved that and earned that, and, we'll definitely continue to root for him.
Coach, you've mentioned in the offseason that the landscape of college football is always kind of in flux and always moving. It's always moving. In the event that UCF ends up in the Power 5, what advantages do you think that they would enjoy?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see where all that goes. I mean, I'm just worried about the next game, but like I told you before, I mean, this place is set up, and no matter what conference it is, it's set up for success.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.